Hi everyone, this is our first snowman for the countdown calendar. Um, I'm going to show you how to make different sized bodies. So that's what we're going to start with, and we're going to use the other sizes we make for the other videos, but you don't have to make them all right now because I know you're not going to let them lie around until the other videos come along, but I just want to show you the different sizes that we're going to be making. And as you can see, we're just going to roll it out. Just watch me there. And we will be using toothpicks because these are little figurines that are going to go with the countdown calendar, the little wall we made with the snowman. And you have to make that other one first because you want to compare the sizes. There you go. I made this video about 2 years ago, and I know you're all really sick of the music I've been playing, so I figured out how to get rid of the music and do the voiceover without the music. So I hope this is working. Now, there are the different sizes we're going to do. We're going to make a little boy making a snowman. We're going to make an elf snowman. We're going to make a red hat lady, snow lady, and we're going to make two little snow girls, I believe, who were best friends. So that's all coming up in future videos. Right now, I think we're going to make the snowman holding the tree. He just bought a tree for Christmas. And I do like to put a toothpick in just to stabilize them. So I don't want the heads falling off or anything. And I mean, you could do it without the toothpick. But I think when they're baking in the oven, just having that little piece of toothpick in there will keep them from maybe slumping over or something. I really don't know. But I like having it on there. And we're even going to put his hat on top of the toothpick. I'm going to put a scarf on him, and that really is going to also help to hold his head on. And these are going to be his arms. And we're just going to attach it up at the shoulder right now because we're going to be moving them. He's going to be holding the candy canes in one hand and the tree in the other hand. So you don't want to press the arms on all the way right now, just at the shoulder. And now we're going to make the tree trunk. And I think I was kind of overthinking it here as far as the tree trunk, because really, all you can do, all you really have to do is roll out um, some green clay, just like the shape of the bodies of the snowmen, and then add on the green clay you do through the pasta machine. I really was overthinking it here. You can really save yourself some trouble. You don't really need the toothpick. But again, it adds a little stability to it, I think. And you can make your tree any size. You can make it smaller than what I have there. And if you want, you can even have him holding a tree that goes all the way down to the ground. And that's as big as he is. You can make it any size you want. Now, before we add the tree, we have to give him his scarf. So all we're going to do is we're going to roll out a long log. Just roll it out, and then flatten it a little and add it around his neck. That roller I use, I've had that for over 20 years. It's from Pampered Chef. I think I got it in 1996, 97, around there. I probably told you that already in another video, but a lot of people like the acrylic rollers, which are also very nice. But I've used this for, gosh, forever. Now make sure you press that on to his neck. And I know someone mentioned that it looks like I don't press it on very tightly, but believe me, it's on tight. It just looks like I'm not pressing it on very well, but I am. Now all I did there was I just did the seams in the back and joined them together. Now we're going to finish up the scarf. And you can use a blade to cut your scarf. I'm not good with an X-Acto knife or a blade because I have been known to hurt myself because I don't have the best eyes in the world. Now, if you look at my right hand, you'll see that I have white clay on my right hand. And looking back now, I really should have washed my hands before working with the red. And I'll definitely have to wash my hands after working with the red because red is the worst as far as coming off on your hands. And you can see on the paper behind there that the red has come off on I believe that's wax paper I've got there. Now, when you do all of your snowmen, make sure that the bottoms are nice and flat so that they stand up. You don't want them falling over. And before you bake them or when you're done, make sure you don't have anything top heavy on them that'll make them fall over. Always test them and make sure that they will stand up. Now, this is going to be the base for the tree. You'll have to kind of go along with me. It's been 2 years since I worked on this video. I did, like I said, I did this 2 years ago, so I'm kind of watching along with you and seeing what's happening. I think the red, I'm giving him a red hat. Now you can give him a black hat and a green scarf. I wouldn't do the green scarf because your tree is green, but you know, do whatever colors you want. Now when you roll the hat, it's again almost like the same shape as the bodies of the snowmen. See, you'll find out you use the same shapes over and over. Almost looks like a chef's hat at this point. And I'm blending in the hat onto his head I'm using the end of a small paintbrush to do that. Yeah, I haven't spent a lot of money on tools. There we go. This is the brim of his hat. And we're going to pinch it all the way around to flatten it. And again, blend in that seam. We're going to blend the seam together in the back. So here we go. See, I gave up on the brown on the tree trunk. I changed it. I should have edited that out. I don't know why I didn't. But that is a much easier way to go right there. Oh, I'm sorry that that's off camera. I don't know what happened there. Now we're going to add the trunk at the bottom onto the toothpick. And you kind of blend it in with the tree. Make sure everything is sticking together. You want it together. Well, I'm kind of leaving you hanging there. But it's not hard. Just make sure that you're putting it on. And when you put the brown clay onto the toothpick, make sure there are no air bubbles because sometimes there could be air bubbles. Just make sure you squeeze it enough so that you don't feel or see any air bubbles. If you see an air bubble, you can use your needle tool and just prick a hole in it and that'll be fine. There I'm texturing it to make it look like a tree trunk. And that also will help with air bubbles. How is he going to be holding this? There we go. Got it figured out. And we're going to use the garlic press for the tree, to cover the tree. Take your time doing this. You want to get it right. You don't want to have to do it over again. Start at the bottom and work your way up. There we are. And as I've said in previous videos, that's my sock that I filled with rice, and it just holds the piece for me. I have a knitting needle stuck up the bottom of the snowman so that he stands upright. But I kind of angled him so you could see him. So I've got to finish up the tree, and we are going to also make the candy canes and give them a nose. That's another tool I've had for over 30 years. It broke and I put a wire through it. The wire has worked very well. I have a lot of other uh, garlic presses for different color clays, but the green one is the one I use the most, and it's my best one. So I only use it for green. I probably told you all this when I was doing the tree video. Just shape out your tree. Oh, I see a little spot there. And we're going to press it onto his head because the more you've got pieces connected, the better it'll be. Now you already know how to make your candy canes. You roll out a snake of white, a snake of red, press them together and twist. There you go. And this is his hat band. I probably should have put that on before we added the tree, but it's okay. No big deal. There we go. Blend the seam together at the back. Didn't quite make it all the way around. And you know, I always have to put on the holly leaves and the holly berry. I just like doing that. I didn't do any captioning on this one, but I don't think you really need it. And you can decorate the tree with any colors you like. I just am putting red balls on. And then later we're going to paint on some snow. He needs a nose. And I paint the eyes on. And if you want, you can do the seed beads. You can even paint on the mouth if you want to. The blush has to go on before baking. That you can't paint on. It just won't look right. So remember, always do your blush before you bake. I know I always tell you that, but I'm just trying to save you a lot of trouble because I have had times where I would forget to put the hook in for hanging or I would forget to put the blush on. And when I forget to put the blush on, you can just tell it just doesn't look right. So make sure you put that blush on before baking. So we have come to the end, and when we finish him, we're going to paint a little snow on his hat, and as you can see there, and on the tree. And that's it. Thanks.